Design thinking. So in this topic, I am going to explain about design thinking in terms of what is design thinking, who all are using this design thinking process, and what are the stages or the steps being involved in this process. Let's get started. Hello all, I am Rambal from Aspira. Happy to see you again. First, what is design thinking? Design thinking is an international industry standard process. It has around 5 to 7 stages. Few companies, they are following only 4 stages, and few people, they are following 7 steps or the 7 stages. But predominantly, this is a 5 stages process or 5 steps process. Why we have to use design thinking process? Reason is, the design thinking is helping us to identifying the problem and defining the problem and creating an innovative and unique solutions for the problem. So that if anybody follow this process, they can able to create an unique or innovative solutions for the problems. So this is a better way to identifying the problems and solving the problems. Who can use this design thinking process? This process is not solely proprietorship or solely owned for the designers community. This process can be used by any other people. In terms of whomever wants to solving the problem in their industry or in their domain, they can use this process. So this process is being used by engineers, architects, and other professions also. And also this process is being used by top brands in the world in terms of Google, GE, Apple, Samsung. So all the brands are using this process and they are solving the problems and they are creating an innovative solutions to the people. So this process is being very universal and anybody can use this process. So what are the steps being involved in this design thinking process? So in generally speaking, this is about 4 to 7 different steps being involved in this process. So different companies, different brands, they are using a different number of steps. Few software companies, they are using for somewhere around the 7-step process. But mostly or the general practice is about a 5-step process. What are the 5 stages or 5-step process? First, I will list all the stages or the steps. Then I will explain each stages or the steps. First stage is empathize. Second stage is define. Third stage is ideation. Fourth stage is prototype. And fifth stage is testing. So these are the commonly used 5 stages process in this design thinking. First stage is empathize. So in this stage, we have to understand who is the user and what his needs and what is the problem he is facing. So we have to collect the data through various research methods. So for that, we are using for quantitative research and qualitative research. So these kind of methods, we are collecting all the informations from the users. Based on these informations, we are moving to the next stage, define. So in this define stage, we are going to analyzing all the data or the informations which we had collected from the users, and we are going to analyzing the informations and we are defining the problem. So in this stage, we are using few methodologies. One is empathy mapping, another one is persona creations. Based on this analysis, we are going to defining the problems from the users. Stage 3 is ideation. So in this stage, we are going to generate a lot of ideas or solutions for the problems. So the problems which we had defined on the define stage, we are going to generate the ideas and solutions on in this stage only. So once we are generating a lot of ideas and the solutions, we are going to take it to the next stage. So the next stage is called prototype. That is a 4th stage in the design thinking process. So in this prototype stage, we are going to creating the wireframe or sketching the wireframe for our solutions. So in this stage only, we are going to transform our data and the ideas, everything into the visual element. So in this prototype stage, we are creating a rough sketches of the screen designs. And in these sketches, we are going to create or we are going to placing all the solutions and the design elements, everything on that. So it could be on the rough sketches or it could be the final output of the design also. So in this prototype stage, we are creating a wireframes and designs for the solutions. So once we create the sketches and we convert the sketches into the prototype, now we are moving into the next stage. The next stage is testing stage. This is a final stage in the design thinking process. In this stage, We are testing our prototype with the actual users and we get the feedback from the users. So in this stage, we are conducting a rapid testing with the users and we are collecting a lot of feedback from the users, and based on the user feedbacks and the inputs, we are going to revamping our prototype, or we are going to regenerate the ideas, or we are going to working on the problems. So once we reach the testing stage, the process is going to be the iterative process and we are going to realign and rework on many things. Alright, so currently I was explaining this process on the sequential manner. But the design thinking process is not a sequential process. This is an iterative process, and if you are going to create a new business, if you are going to start a new business, then you have to start from the ideation stage. Already if you have a product, then you have to start from testing stage. For your understanding purpose only, I was explaining this process in the sequential manner. So these 5 stages of the process is not a sequential, and also this is a very, very iterative process. So in this process, we can able to identify the problem in our real life or in our business or in our design project. We can able to identify the problem and we can solving the problem. Alright, so now this is the conclusion. So today what we have learned from this design thinking, so we have to understand what is design thinking, who all are using this design thinking, and what are the stages and the steps being involved in this design thinking process. So now we have a rough idea or some sort of a overall idea about design thinking. I hope you like this topic. If you have any queries or concerns, you please share your queries in the comment sections. So I will be responding to the comments. Alright everyone, I hope you like this topic, and I will catch you up with another interesting topic in very soon. Until then, bye-bye.